Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is day 3 of the Cramus series of spooky stories from Christmas. And tonight we will be reading an update. This is going to be part 2 on the I'm a freshman in college. I just discovered how effed up my roommate is and would like some advice. So, let's get started. I decided to do something I wish I hadn't. Or I don't know. Crap. It seemed like the best idea at the time. So I headed back into my room to see what was happening. It turns out that I really shouldn't have upset the balance by leaving Carlton alone for more than 12 straight hours. See, like most freshman guys, we spend most of our social time in the room. Even the night I got a handy from Xenia found me returning by 7:13 p.m. Heck, that had disrupted things enough. I'd come home to find that Carlton was also getting a handy. I really wish there had been a second person with him. That's why changing the routine is a bad idea. So I jiggled the keys for 20 minutes before entering this time. He was still reading the same book. I could tell from the illustration in the corner that he was looking at the same page that had occupied his undivided attention the previous day. I wanted to call him out on it. I wanted to ask him why. But I suddenly realized why. In a single instant, I understood that it was his poorly disguised way of spying on me out of the corner of his eye. My heart raced. My chest felt like it was boiling over, and I was ready to pop. I opened my mouth, not knowing what was about to spill out. I faced him squarely and took a deep breath. I stopped. He was wearing my shirt, my sleeping shirt. Vertigo took hold of me as I tried to process the incongruous sight of my clothing juxtaposed with Carlton's oily, pock-marked skin. With effort, I peeled my eyes away from the shirt, but I stopped at his shorts, or lack thereof. I hadn't noticed it right away, because college freshmen boys are pretty disgusting, and it's hard for gross to immediately stand out. But he was only wearing a pair of boxer shorts. They were my boxer shorts. I had slept in them last night. The sensation of a furry, icy tongue completed its journey down my spine and anchored itself firmly into my rectum. He was sitting so still that I was aware of every slight movement, and when I noticed his blossoming boyhood, I decided that it was time to leave. I burst out of the door into the chilly autumn night and took several deep breaths. I felt the bushes behind me and then quickly darted toward the open courtyard out of panic that someone was hiding in them. But once I found myself in the exposed air, unable to look in all directions at the same time, the panic only grew. I had to get out permanently. I didn't want any lingering doubt when I told the RA, Dean of Housing, the college president, anyone and everyone, that this freaking psycho needed to be as far away from me as possible. There was more than enough proof. My stomach dropped. I had to get proof. I had to go back into my room. I looked back up at Humphrey's Hall, looming above me like a freaked up roommate waiting to defile the underwear my mom had bought me for college. I wiped away a tear and choked down my urge to vomit. This had to be quick. There was no light peeking around the door frame, so I assumed that Carlton had finished his nightly routine of being creepy and gone to bed. Since I wasn't in the room, my guess was that he was actually in his bed. Rather than standing eerily close to mine, to be safe, I slipped my shoes off and decided to walk into the room barefoot. Not everyone could naturally be as stealthy as Carlton. I opened the door, slipped quietly inside, and walked into the dark. The beam of light from the lamppost was just enough to give a vague sense of direction. Like most of the rooms in Humphreys, the interior layout consisted primarily of paper piles and stacks of laundry, which apparently neither of us actually washed. Something felt different. about the floor. What the heck could he have done to the place with just a few extra hours? It felt like I was walking on tiny pebbles that there were somewhere between the sizes of rocks and sand. I lifted my foot to brush the sharp irritations off my sole, but instead of crumbling to the ground, they smeared like tiny droplets of egg yolk. Sharp, granular chunks mixed freely with thick, jelly-like smears across my bare foot. There was so much of it. What the heck could be on my bedroom floor? Nausea hit me. Carlton must have been picking his nose and dropping boogers on the floor by my bed. I was stepping on what was clearly hours of work, given how much material I was feeling. I could only imagine how much blood he'd mixed in. Given how hard he must have been picking to produce such a haul, I gasped quietly. This is getting gross and weird. Carlton's grinning face lit up from the other side of the room. He was shining his phone light directly upward, giving his head the appearance of floating in the darkness. This shock was enough to throw me off balance. Since I was already standing on one foot, the shift sent me toppling. I landed on the nastiness coating the floor. As I was scrambling to get up, Carlton swiveled the light directly into my face, blinding my efforts. I raised a hand to block the beam and felt boogers crumble from my hand in tiny avalanches. Unable to see, I turned my head away from the phone. Now my eyes were working properly. Of course, I was looking directly behind me into a space of the room that Carlton was illuminating. He had done some decorating while I was gone. Adam was written on the door in red marker, hundreds of times. A gasp, a scream, and an upchuck slammed into one another on the way out of my throat. The only thing to escape was an eep. Move, I told my unresponsive body. Time ticked sideways. The mattress groaned as Carlton climbed out of bed and stood behind me. That was enough to get me going. I sprang to my mucus-covered feet and sprinted for the door that now served as a shrine to my name. I don't know how long Carlton followed me, but I slowly, only long enough to grab my shoes, and I didn't stop sprinting until arriving at the RA's door. Matt, I screamed, pounding on the frame. Matt, let me inside. I didn't want to look behind me. I didn't want to know if my roommate had followed. Standing still went against every intuition I had, but I was sure that I'd be safe if Matt would just let me in. The entire hall was silent, exactly as quiet as my room had been when Carlton was standing over me, unseen. Seriously, not a noise. Click. The RA's door opened and I peeked through from the other side. I bolted in, nearly breaking his nose with the force of the door, then slammed and locked it behind me. I was trying to figure out where to begin when I realized that I had been babbling incoherently since the door opened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down, Adam. Matt was staring at me with a mixture of profound concern and deep pity. What the heck are you saying about a roommate? Carlton, I spat out. My roommate Carlton is a danger to himself and to me. I tried to catch my breath as Matt looked down at me sadly. This is why, Adam. I looked at him like he had two heads. This is why what? An awkward pause lingered between us. Finally, Matt heaved a great sigh. This is why your housing condition is special, Adam. We can't put you in a regular situation if you choose to make elaborate lies. He reached past me and unlocked the door. Dishonesty hurts the community. You and I both know that there is no Carlton. You need to go back to your room. What? So I wonder if Adam has a split personality, or if he sees, schizophrenia. Maybe he's schizophrenic. I don't know. That's insane. I did not expect that ending. I can't wait for part 3 now. So, and that will be out tomorrow for the day 3. That'll be part 3. It'll be day 4 of Cramus. So let me know what you guys think, and like, comment, and subscribe.